software developer.
Right.
So I had a company, we created software, business applications. This was before the internet.
Right.
So this was way before the internet.
Right.
And I was in the UK. So I just had this gift of being able to code.
Right.
I learned it myself. I wasn't taught.
Right.
Now, those days, we didn't even have computers in school.
Right.
This was the late 1980s, getting to the 1990s.
Right.
And I developed some software for the medical industry.
Right.
And basically, it was software that would run a doctor's surgery.
Oh, okay.
So it would do things like hold all the medical records, prescriptions of all the drugs, all the diseases in the world were encoded in the system. If, let's say, you're allergic to a particular drug, or if you take this drug and then you take another, it can cause problems. The computer will tell you no. Tell the doctor not to prescribe that.
Wow.
You see, and it would do all of those sorts of things. So that actually made me a lot of money back then, because you know, all the doctors were so excited and they were buying it from me. Yeah, yeah.
So the £1 million sterling, what did you do with it?
That's a question I ask myself every day. Where did it go?
Where did it go?
Where did it go? No, I actually invested a lot of it in Ghana, because at that time, that President Rollins, that was before the NDC. That was in the PNDC times. He asked me to come and serve my country. So I moved from the UK when I was 17. And moved from the UK and came to Ghana. So I invested a lot. We opened a school. So we had a computer training school, which we trained thousands of people.
That was around which year?
That was in 1992.
Okay.
1992. So by that time I was 19.
19.
I was 19. Yeah, yeah. So I settled in Ghana from there, because growing up outside, you can be successful, you can have everything, but you don't belong there.
Okay.
You see the thing. Even though my dad was Scottish, my mum was Ghanaian, but when I came to Ghana, that's when I realized I was home.
Right.
You know, so I said, look, money, and I wasn't doing all of this for money in the first place.
Right.
The money just happened to come.
Come to you.
Yeah. So I felt that being in Ghana, I was achieving far more than being outside. You know, even though I was getting far less money, I was making a bigger difference here than I would have in the UK.
The £1 million sterling.
Yeah.
Practically, what did you do with it at the age of 17?
No, you see, okay, first of all, I set my parents up.
Okay.
Right, so over there, made sure that they were comfortable.
Okay.
You know, got my dad a car, my mum sorted out everything at home. Okay. You know, those days we didn't have washing machines and microwaves, so I bought everything, you know, refurnished the whole house.
Right.
And then, you know, even setting up the school here was expensive, because at that time, one computer was about £5,000. Right, and I had 20 computers.
Wow.
You know, and then we had to get the building together.
Right.
We had to employ the staff.
Right.
You know, and all of that. So it was expensive setting up the school, and then also investing into the business here. You know, and making sure that things were running properly. You know, in Ghana, it's not easy to make money, so I had to subsidize for a long time. Yeah. You know, from the monies I had.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it all got finished.
Right. Right. Is the school still in existence?
No. We closed the school, I think, in 1999.
Why?
99. There were a lot of schools coming up. That's when the IPMCs and things started coming in. And I like to do something until I feel I'm not being effective.
Okay.
You understand? So when you do something for so long, and then other people are coming in and they're doing it better than you see the thing, because maybe they have fresh ideas. Sometimes it's good to take a back seat and then look at where else you can make an impact.
Right.
So I felt that we were doing the same thing for too long. So it was time to, you know, let others come in and you know, refresh the industry.
Okay. And that one as well, you've never regretted doing that, taking that step?
No, I haven't. I haven't, because we went on to do other things, and you know, I would say better things from there.
Right.
Yeah.
When did you get into music production?
From the beginning. So even before I came to Ghana, I was into music.
Okay.
Yeah. So I actually got into music when I was 7 years old. You know, that's when I started playing the violin. Okay. And I was learning the violin. Then I joined an orchestra. I think I was about 9 years old when I joined an orchestra, a junior orchestra. And then I graduated to a senior orchestra. And you know, the orchestra, you've seen how big orchestras are. over there, and they take it very seriously. So you learn all the classical music, the Beethovens, the Bachs, the Chopins, and you have to learn how to play your part in a bigger team. So that taught me that it's not all about you. You understand? If you understand where you are within the scheme of things, and then play your part to the best of your ability, you make everything so beautiful from there.
Right. I'm still on the Drive Your TV Live with David Kwamina Bolton. He's the chief of Otwep. What inspired you to become a chief of Otwep?
Nothing inspired me. It wasn't a choice. I was literally kidnapped, So my mother had warned me. Since I remember, ever since I was a child, maybe 6 or 7 years old, she had warned me that if you ever go to Ghana, the first thing they'll do is make you a chief. Wow. Because she was in the royal family from my hometown, from Otuam. So, the way it works is matrilineal. So from her, because she was in the royal family, her sons were candidates. You see the thing. So when I came, and because I'd done what I had done, then as soon as I landed at the airport, I remember 2 a.m., Ghana Airways, 18 hours late. 18 hours late. Even back then, Ghana Airways, they were never on time.
On time.
So I arrived at 2 a.m. It had been raining, heavy thunderstorm. And there were about 500 people outside waiting for me. Those times it was GBC and then Daily Graphic and Times, and they were reporting that I'm coming. Yeah. So there were all these people waiting for me, and I was shocked. And then I realized that about half of them were from my hometown. And I came with my dad. So they asked me, are you ready to become a chief?
Okay.
And I was like, I didn't. And my dad said, yes, he's ready. So straight from the airport to my hometown.
Wow.
So we got to the hometown early morning, and then they had prepared everything ready for me, and there were about 20,000 people there that day. And I was carried in the palanquin, and then paraded around the town. And that was the first time I'd worn, cloth.
Cloth.
And I have a problem wearing the intuma. I can't wear the slippers. Ahinima, sorry. I say intuma. Ahinima. The slippers, I can't wear them. They always mess up my toes, your between my toes. Yeah. And I remember, and we had to walk around the town. After the palanquin, you have to walk around the town and then swear the oath in front of the shrine, the town shrine, and then go into the storeroom, walking backwards. Yeah. and then they slaughtered all kinds of animals on me. Oh, it was an experience. And I was just 17, so I didn't understand what was going on. But I remember by the end of the weekend, I fell in love with everything, because everybody felt like family. Whereas I'd grown up being an outcast in the UK, but here I was part of the family. Yeah. So I realized that this was my home.
Okay. But before realizing this was your home, what were some of the difficulties you encountered being installed as a chief?
Oh, well, for instance, when we got there was no electricity. In those days, there was no electrification in my hometown. Okay. I mean, not a single electric pole, nothing. Wow. So there were no fridges, no air conditions. There was no water. No pipe-borne water at all. And there wasn't even a borehole at that time. So there was just a stream that was passing through. Okay. So I found that a little bit, it was like going back in time. Yeah. But then at the same time, being disconnected from all these things is good. Because it makes you realize what is really important. Right now, we can't do without our phones. You lose your phone, it's like somebody's cut off your hand. Your hand, yeah. But try going without your phone for a week. If you can, you realize you find the beauty, the value of life, without your phone. Although I'm not sure I can do it anymore.
So there was no borehole, there was no water,
no electricity.
Yeah. When you got into the town, how did you shower?
That was my first time showering in the bucket. so basically, they took me to the bathroom. There was a bucket and a pail. Okay. And I said, so what am I supposed to do with this? It's a bath. So that was my first time using a bucket to bath. And I managed it. And I became so proficient with it that I could bath with just 4 sachets of water. Okay. So then I realized that sometimes it's good to go to the basics.
Yeah.
So that when you go through hardship, you know how to deal with it.
Yeah, that's improvisation.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, adapt and overcome it. The computer wizard. He's the COO of PME, Prime Media Entertainment. We're going to be jumping or diving into that particular one in a few. But David, back in the days, you did productions for the likes of VIP. Okay, let's say I don't know. Apart from VIP, which other artists did you do productions for?
Wow. Let me start with Exdo. Yeah, Exdo, Abriwanana.
Exdo, which song?
Go home.
Go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, go home.
That's
Which song?
Abriwanana. We did her whole album.
Oh,
In
wow.
fact, Exdo, we did the whole album as well.
Wow.
So Abriwanana, the Odofila.
Odofila.
Yeah, that was the biggest hit from there.
Right.
Obrafo, his second album.
Okay.
Which was it? Who Born You by Mistake? Or Asem Sebe.
Asem Sebe.
Asem Sebe. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then Tic Tac's album.
Right.
Yogi Doggy. Oforian Ponsa.
Right.
Mensa. In fact we worked on. Mensa was a something else.
Yeah, I mean, Benson was over here in the
Yeah.
studio, and
Okay.
he said a whole lot of things about you.
Wow.
Say, God bless you for everything you did for Mensa. Appreciation is key in this industry. Maybe you can't pay whoever did what for you, but you can just appreciate him or her wherever you get to. David Bolton in the studio. So, apart from these artists,
Yeah. Oh, there were more. I mean, there was Kofi B.
Kofi B.
KK Fosu.
Right.
We actually KK Fosu was living with us for I think over a year.
Wow.
He was living with us, and then when we would get some spare time, because those days the studio was just fully booked, night and day. So that's why you hear KK on so many features.
Yeah.
Because he was staying with us.
Okay.
So when we got the opportunity, we'll push him in.
Right.
Because we realized that was the best way to break him to the
Right.
to the audience.
Right.
And then eventually we managed to finish his album.
Right.
And we got Batman on it with the Sudre sign.
Sudre.
Yeah. And and then there were lots of other artists that didn't make it big. Okay, there was Odifor. Odifor, yeah. I remember him vividly because when he came, he couldn't rap. I mean, he couldn't understand bars and beats and all of that. So we had to coach him from the beginning. And I was so amazed the transformation from when we first started working with him until his later work. And he had quite a few good hits. And he's somebody I respect a lot as well.
Right.
Yeah.
At what point in time did yourself feel the need to start doing your own music?
I was always doing my own music.
Wow.
In fact, before we started DKP Productions in Ghana, I shot 2 videos here.
Okay.
And they were all over. Those days we had a Channel O on DSTV.
Right.
So it was, I had a song called Good Tonight. And then I had a Michael Jackson cover, She's Out of My Life. Yeah. So those were on constant rotation all over DSTV. So even when Channel O came to Ghana, I was on the bill to perform. We performed at Labadi Beach on that day. That was back in '99. Yeah. So I'd always made my own music. Even in '92, I performed at the first Panafest with Public Enemy, Dionne Warwick, Isaac Hayes. I think we had Jermaine Jackson. So I had always been making and recording my own music, but I took a back seat to produce other artists. During the early 2000s, because I wanted to experiment and learn a lot. Every time I work with somebody else, I learn something.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was in that period of learning. So it wasn't until I think 2018 when I said, no, I've got to get back. I still have a lot of songs in me. So I started writing and recording. And I think since 2018, I've put out over 50 songs.
50?
Over 50 songs, yeah.
Wow. 50 solid songs.
Yeah, from that time.
And some of them were your own productions?
They're all my own productions.
Wow.
They're all my own productions. I get, I think the only ones that weren't so far have been Odofufro, which Tricky wrote. But then I produced it with him. And then 7-6, which is a beautiful Fanti song. That was written by a guy called David Bonzi. You know, because obviously I can't write Fanti. I can hardly speak.
Right.
You know, but I wanted to do a Fanti song so much.
Right.
So asked him to write it for me, and then we co-produced that. And then you know, that's one song that I'm still really proud of. It's 7 minus 6. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Is it possible to get Ricky, Pricky for me?
I will try my best. You know, Pricky is he's a recluse. He's a recluse, but the guy still has so much talent. We recorded a song for him about 4 months ago called Rockavelli. If you hear that song, you'll think it's coming straight out of Jamaica.
Wow.
It is so, I mean, and the lyrics, the content, and the way he delivers.
Yeah.
The guy is something else.
So what's stopping the song 4 months ago? We still not heard it.
I'm sure it will be out. I'm sure it will be out. He's finding his he's getting himself together. You know, it's not easy when you've been so successful in the past and you take a break. Coming back, there's a level of fear or I don't know. Fear is not the right word, but it's difficult when you've been in the spotlight and you've gone away for a while to come back. You remember how difficult it was to get to that point.
Yeah.
And now it's like you're starting all over again.
Right.
You see the thing? Because
Right.
it's like that. So a lot of artists, you realize that when they go, it's very difficult. They tend to just hide away.
Yeah.
But Pricky will be back, that's for sure.
No,
he has a
because
lot of work.
Pricky has to be back.
I'll bring him here.
Yeah.
I'll bring
Pricky
him
has to be here. The new joint.
Uh-huh.
Yes. The new joint. But it's a bit of cartoonish or animated.
Yes.
Cartoonish.
Yeah.
If I can put
It's
it.
an animation. It's
Animation.
actually a digital animation.
Okay. What
Yeah.
influenced that?
As I said, I always want to do something different.
Okay.
Right, and then this particular song, if you listen to the lyrics, particularly the rap, it's talking about a lot of going into space,
Right.
going to Mars,
Yeah.
going to the moon and all of this sort of thing. So we were sitting down and said, no, we want something different that can cut across.
Okay.
So that as soon as you see it, it takes you away from the fact that it's a music video. And the fact that it's almost like a mini movie. Because there's a story to the whole thing.
Right.
And we had a friend of ours that we've known for over 20 years called Barry Fosseni. He's in fact one of the, if not the best, one of the best 3D animators around. And this song actually the video took 18 months to produce.
What?
18 months. Yeah, 1.5 years. That's if you watch the video, the level of detail. This is you've seen Pixar, you've seen The Incredibles.
Yeah.
Despicable Me.
Yeah.
It's at that level. If you watch the video.
Yeah.
No, the movement, it looks so real.
Real.
Looks so real.
Yeah.
And what he actually did is he modeled us, and then we had to wear motion capture suits. So they actually capture our motion, the way we walk, the way we move, and all of that, even our facial expressions.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, and then he translated that into the animation. So you see that it looks so real.
Yeah.
It looks so real. And I think it's something that the video itself will do wonders outside. You know, and in Ghana too. You know, kids. I've had one of my fans in India. She just had a daughter.
Wow.
She's 6 months old now. The lady's called Anju, and she told me that her daughter now will not eat unless she's in front of the video.
Wow.
Watching the video.
Wow.
Yeah. So when you watch it, you'll see it's amazing what Barry did. And if you also notice, we put Ghana flags and emblems everywhere.
Yeah, I was coming to see
because we wanted to make a point that everything can be done in Ghana.
in Ghana.
So that song, nothing was done outside. It was all done right here in Ghana, from the production, the vocals, the mixing, mastering, and the video. It was all done right here.
Everything done in Ghana.
Everything here.
You said Barry did the...
Fosseni, yeah. Barry Fosseni.
Barry Fosseni
yeah.
did the...
Yeah.
He did the direction on that
Yes,
video.
the animation. He did everything. Yeah,
everything.
once we had agreed on the storyline, he went ahead and then did everything.
Right.
Did everything. Yeah.
Right. What's the title of it?
It's called Let Me Try.
Let Me Try.
Yeah.
Barry Fosseni, wherever you is, good afternoon to yours and yours. We're about to VQ your joint. Let Me Try. Did you feature anybody on that?
Yes.
Who?
BB Manson.
B. Manson.
Yeah. Everyone's shocked when I say BB Benson.
No, that's one of my bosses over here.
Our own BB Benson, the virus. And he's called himself BB 3075.
Right.
Because he's from the future.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let's go check out this particular song. Let Me Try. David Bolton features BB Benson. Take me away. Time of the Stars, the only show camping in the capital and beyond. Larry Bustles is what is going on. Today, I'm in the studio with the legendary David Bolton, the chief of Otwam. But the song we just VQ is fresh off the box, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out on all music platforms. Let Me Try. David Bolton, of course, BB 3075. Yep. No two ways about it. Yes. Watching this video, yeah, I see a whole lot of stuff gone into it.
Yeah. That's why I said it took 18 months.
18 months. No wonder.
So, you know, there was a lot of planning, a whole lot, you know. I was shocked that Barry did. I wasn't expecting this, to be honest. When he first brought the, you know, the first sections, I couldn't say anything because it was far
ahead of time.
It far exceeded what I was even thinking. You know, I thought it was going to be some, you see, like our own old Ghana cartoons that we used to do, those educational cartoons and things, like the Ananses and all that, that kind of thing. I thought it was going to be that level. I wasn't expecting this at all. You know, so even every time I watch it now, it's like I see something, a shadow, a reflection, some detail, something back, you know, in it. And I'm thinking, how did he have that mind to come up with all of this?
Okay.
You see the thing. So we have great minds in this country. Great minds.
But they then forget money.
That's
great
the
minds
problem.
all forget money.
That's
if you say somebody be great mind, you forgive her money. Yes, no, so the money, the talent all go waste.
That's it.
Will go down the drain. But tell me, this one, even though he did the technical side of things to it, Barry Husseini, he did the technical bit to it. What was actually the storyline? What are you looking to achieve with this song?
Okay,
let me try.
A couple of things. If you listen to the lyrics, on the surface, the lyrics are about a guy who has a crush on a girl, a lady. I should say a lady who is in a bad relationship. Yeah, so you see the guy that dropped her off in the Porsche. He doesn't really care about her. So she was crying. You know, she was fighting with him, and it's like I'm seeing everything that's going on. I say, look, I can make you happy. I can give you what you need, the love you need, the respect you need, and you know, make life worth living. You see the thing. So it's about trying to convince her that look, there's a better way. You understand? So if on the face of it, that's it. But then going deeper, it's talking about our system. You understand that look, things are not going too well. There's a whole lot more we can do. We can all do to make things better. Right? And I wish I had the answers. I don't have the answers right now, but I believe that if we all put in a little bit more effort, you know, in whatever it is we want to achieve in life, put in that effort, that sacrifice. Just imagine everybody in this country was making that little sacrifice every day. Can you imagine where we'll be today? You see the thing? If we start from now, in 5 years' time, Ghana will be a different Ghana. Be a different Ghana. So that's why I'm saying that in this video, we have a space agency right in Pram Pram. Yeah, so if you watch it, the space agency is in Pram Pram. And we have a space station. And I'm flying from Pram Pram to the space station. And there's even an alien on the space station that we captured, Michael Jackson space alien. So it's about the fact that if we believe, if we do the work, we can get there. We can get there. You sort of thing. There's nothing we can't do. You see Ghanaians leaving Ghana, going to America, going to work for NASA, and they become top scientists at NASA. We have the best surgeons. We have the best of everything from Ghana once they've gone outside. But why can't you use that same that you had when you go outside? Someone can go outside and they don't mind cleaning toilets and whatever because they know they have to force and do it. But here, they won't do it. They won't do it here. You see the thing?
Here, maybe they won't do it over here because maybe even if they do it over here, they're not going to get paid.
Yeah, but it's a chicken and egg. Which one comes first? The hard work or the pay? The pay or the hard work?
The hard work.
You see the thing? So it's a difficult, as I say, I don't have the answers. But I believe if we all just sacrifice a little and put in that work and consistency, we'll see. We'll see.
It's the transition from DKB Studios to Prime Media Entertainment.
Okay, you know, sometimes when you want to achieve a dream, you need to join forces.
Okay.
You know, sometimes you have to be a part of a bigger team.
Okay.
So we were fortunate enough to have a major investor who's actually an African American.
Okay.
And he's invested millions of dollars in this country. And I mean tens of millions of dollars.
Right.
And he had also a vision to start a label, a record label in Ghana that can go global. So we found that we had the same vision. So we've all teamed up, and you know, we are putting in a lot, both money, time, effort, to making sure that we produce the best of the best.
Right.
Yeah. So the whole idea of the studio is just a tool. The idea is, if we sign an artist, we want them to have the best facilities to come out with the best possible product. So the music, it's all about the music.
Right.
You see the thing. So if you signed onto our label, or even if you want to use our studio, it's available to everybody. Yeah, it's open to all.
So for instance, I mean, other engineers could come to the PME.
Yeah, we do that all the time. I mean, just last week we had Rocky Dawuni in the studio coming to record, and then he came with his own engineers and everything. We've had Chris Atto is actually working on Hollywood movies now.
Wow!
So
in your studio?
Yeah. So he brought the whole crew, from the Hollywood director. She came in, and then we were doing soundtrack.
No. Okay,
soundtrack. Yeah. So one of the things we do is ADR, which in the movie industry is automated dialogue replacement, and then another thing called Foley.
Okay.
So you know when you have all those sound effects.
Yeah.
You can. They're all produced in the studio,
Right.
and then we do scoring, film scoring, and all of that. So they came in actually to record, I think about 15 musicians, instrumentalists. They came in, some with their guitars, some with their congos, some with their gombes and things.
Wow.
And we recorded all that live, so that they can then take that to Hollywood, and then it'll be part of the movie. You know, so we're doing all kinds of things. Anything to do with the entertainment industry, we're inside.
Right.
And we're looking for talent.
Okay.
We're looking for talent because there is so much talent in this country.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we've sat back and we've allowed the Nigerians to take over.
Right.
Yeah. And the only difference, we have the talent. They come to us, get the inspiration, and they go and then they run with it.
Right.
Yeah. Why?
Right.
Because we are too laid back in this country. We're too laid back. You know, we sit back and we expect opportunity to come to us.
Right.
Yeah, but opportunity doesn't come to you. You have to go and chase after it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to put yourself at this level. So when the opportunity comes, it hits you.
Yeah.
But if you're constantly here, the opportunities, they're flying around though. They're flying around. And the Nigerians are up here.
Yeah.
So I was talking to Mensa just yesterday, and I said, look, Ghanaians, we make slow because if we have, let's say you have the same contact at, let's say Apple Music or whatever, you have the same contact. A Ghanaian will send one email. If he doesn't get a response, we just sit back.
Yeah, sit back.
A Nigerian will send the email, call you, go to your office, harass you, go to your house until you listen. And that's why they are making things happen. Not because they are better or more talented than us, but they are more forceful. You understand? And if you want to succeed in life, you have to come at it from every angle until you get what you want. And that's what we're trying to change in our little way. In PME, Prime Media Entertainment, we want to change things and then bring the artists up. So we're looking for young talent.
Right.
Yeah, young talent that we can develop. And for us, it's talent, but it's also attitude.
Okay.
Yeah, your attitude, if anything, is more important than your talent.
Okay.
Because you can be the best, most talented singer or rapper, but if you don't have the attitude to get up 6 o'clock in the morning, be in the studio by 8, work your 8 hours, get your music out there, go for your interviews, go for your shows, then it's not going to happen for you.
Right.
It's hard work. So you see the successful Stone Boys,
Yeah.
and the Shatawalis,
Yeah.
and the Sarkodis. You know what they've gone through? I remember I saw Stone Boy way back in 2010 at Hope Poly. That was before anybody knew about him.
Yeah.
But the guy was working hard,
Yeah.
and it takes time, and that's what the young generation needs to understand.
Right.
You don't blow in a day or even in a year. It took Stone Boy years to get to where he is now.
Yeah. 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 Infamous words from David Bolton. Ladies and gentlemen, check out his song. And of course, that of the old ones. The new one, Let Me Try, featuring BB 3075 on all music platforms. And of course, other ones are Dofofro that has Samini on there. And of course, Miss Shasha, which one?
Miss Shasha was my chick in the video.
Yeah, but which video? Odofufro.
That's Odofufro as well. Yeah,
and that one with Shatarako.
That's Leave My Heart on the Floor.
Leave My Heart on the Floor. Apart from that, there are other songs. Just Google or just VQ David Bolton on YouTube, and you see a whole lot of them. Whole lot of his songs on there. What's your YouTube channel?
YouTube channel is just David Bolton.
David Bolton. Together.
Yeah. Well, 2 words. So David Bolton. Just my name. Bolton. Not Boateng. A lot of people get confused.
David Bolton.
Like the football team.
Yeah.
Like the football team.
Football team.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you had to say anything to artists who laid the foundation, the frontliners, if there's anything you want to tell them, what would you want to tell them?
Don't let your talent die.
Okay.
Right. As we grow, we have a responsibility to continue doing what we're doing, but also to pass it on to the next generation.
Right.
Yeah, there's so many talented artists that unfortunately are not doing that.
Right.
These are the things. So I've made it my personal responsibility to make sure that I groom the next generation and give them a little bit of my knowledge so that they can build on it and do better than I've done.
Okay.
So I'd say that any artist, any producer, songwriter, that's I work with Charles Zamwa. Charles Zamwa. Odasem.
Odasem.
Yeah. Then so many hits.
He says you had a new
Buddha's Tiger.
Buddha's Tiger. Okay,
that's what he says. But he is a songwriter. Once you have a God-given gift, you always have it.
Right.
So use it. Charles has been in the industry for 40, maybe 50 years.
Right.
And he is still making music.
Right.
He's still writing songs. He's still helping other artists.
Right.
You see the thing? So I think that he's the model that we should follow.
Okay.
You see the thing?
So if you're to talk to, he's the model we should follow. But if you're to talk to the promising ones, what would you say to them as well? The uprising artists.
I would say that there's talent. They have what it takes. They should have that confidence, right? To know that, look, everybody starts somewhere. Know that you should keep pushing.
Right.
You can be confident without being arrogant.
Right.
Yeah, but have that confidence that you in yourself, you know that you have what it takes.
Yeah.
And you will get there.
Right.
Right? You only fail when you give up. The moment you give up, then there's no chance that you'll succeed.
Right.
Yeah, it might take you 1 year, it might take you 10 years, but if you keep pushing, you'll get there.
There's a whole lot of people trying to get a number or social media handle or something of you. So if that's your camera over there, if there's anything you want to say, you look into the camera and then you talk to it.
Okay, so my personal social media handles on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, it's David Bolton _WW. One word, David Bolton _WW. On Facebook, it's David Bolton. If there are any artists out there that want to push their dream and fulfill their dream, go to our website, which is www.primemediaent.com. One word, primemediaent. On there, you'll see our contact details. You can get in touch with us, and we'll explain how you can do that by sending us your EPK, which is your electronic press kit, and then give us the links to any music you've done, any press, any blogs, anything, and then give us that, and then we'll look you up, and then we'll see what we can do from there.